I want the truth and nothing but the truth.
What's up, everyone? It's your lawyer, Godot, and heaven has finally arrived as tonight on the new moon we'll be scaling the villain who killed Jotaro, Jolene and gang, reset the universe, and ultimately won in the end, Enrico Pucci. To start this off, I just want to let y'all know that I might summarize some things because I've already gone over them in detail in my Jolene video y'all should check out. Now, how strong is Enrico Pucci? First, we'll start off with Whitesnake's abilities. It has the ability to put people into a sleep mind hacks where the victim's bodies will melt because of a white substance. This doesn't just weaken the victim's mind and body, but also their soul. Whitesnake has another ability called Disc, where he can swipe at you to take your mind and / or soul into disc form, leaving the victim in a catatonic state. And in the best case scenario, the victim without a memory but still having a soul will be able to still operate, just like Weather Report. Pucci can even put commands into these discs that tell people or organisms what to do. Pucci can even use these discs on himself to remove his eyesight, for example. Also, Pucci can not only read the memories of people via discs, but can give other people abilities through them. Finally, Pucci has another mind hacks where he can stick Whitesnake's hand into your body and tell you what to do, which no one really has resistance to in JoJo, which makes it pretty it just makes this ability really powerful actually. So for attack potency, Whitesnake should be around town level plus to large town level, as he's able to harm Jolene and friends pretty badly, who are capable of tanking and applying town level plus to large town level attacks and taking them. Jolene with her meteor feat and Weather Report with his world's fastest hurricane human recorded history feat. For durability, Pucci should easily be large town level to city level in durability because of him taking hits from Weather Report and Star Platinum. The city level scaling coming from Star Platinum's AP scaling or attack potency scaling. For more details, please check out my Jotaro vs All Might video and my Jotaro scaling video. Also, side note, Weather Report being able to put Pucci actually near death, and while the stand, killing Pucci in the end should put Weather Report below Star Platinum and AP. So really, his AP is large town level to small city level. Jolene doesn't get this upskill because while she can harm Pucci, she can't do it to the extent Weather Report and Star Platinum have shown. Finally, the durability of Pucci, Whitesnake, Seamoon, and Maiden Heaven should all be the same city level. And with Maiden Heaven's AP being safely city level, as he's able to one-shot Jotaro and easily almost kill Jotaro with his attacks without the protection of Anasui's Diver Down. For the speed of Whitesnake and Seamoon, they should be faster than light or in the lower ends of Master Faster Than Light Plus. Faster than light coming from Pucci being faster than Anasui, who can react to heavy weather snails mid-travel, which are actually light rays from the sun, but people perceive them as snails because of subliminal messaging. The lower end of Master Faster Than Light Plus scaling comes from Whitesnake scaling to 1/4 of Star Platinum speed, and obviously Seamoon scales to the speed scaling given earlier, as it literally swaps hands with Jolene that has the same type of speed scaling. Now on to Seamoon with his crazy hacks. Seamoon can flip gravity sideways in a 3-kilometer radius. Seamoon has the ability that if he punches or touches you, you turn inside out because of inverted gravity. A crazy durability negation hacks. To top it off, the closer the user is to Seamoon, the gravity becomes stronger as Pucci and Seamoon become the new center of gravity. Your attacks will simply float away from Pucci and you can't even get an attack in because of the gravitational barrier. But what's the potency of Seamoon's gravity in terms of hacks? This is where the fun begins. The calculation of Seamoon's gravity will stem from Seamoon being capable of flipping gravity sideways with a round distance of 3 kilometers. At the Cape Carnival Visitor Center in Florida, this calc will be by the GOAT, KK Rimbus by the way. There's two versions of this calc. The first is if objects on the ground are affected by the gravity, in which in the anime and manga the objects on the ground are clearly affected, as trees are literally pulled from the ground because of this gravity. So the first calc will be the mid-ball. The second calc, or version of this, is if the objects on the ground weren't affected by the gravity, which will be the low ball. Now, the mid ball was calculated to be large mountain level, and the low ball was calculated to be town level. All of this is simply C-Moon's gravity hacks potency, not attack potency. Also, a neat thing to add before I move on is that C-Moon lets Pucci see what happens in time stop from then on, because of, well, the whole gravity memes, right? Now, and this is also carried into Maiden Heaven. Now, Heaven finally arrives as we've made it to Maiden Heaven Pucci. I've already gone over like AP and durability for Maiden Heaven Pucci earlier, with the only thing left to go over is the speed, hacks, and overall intelligence of Maiden Heaven Pucci. Speed and hacks come first as they're intertwined when it comes to Maiden Heaven. First, I would like to debunk some Maiden Heaven Pucci misconceptions. The first is people believing Maiden Heaven Pucci is Mach 2.4 or even slower, which is completely wrong. Maiden Heaven is not Mach 2.4 in the beginning. The Stone Ocean crew simply gauge how fast things could be going for certain things. They don't know how fast Pucci in specific is going, so they make a logical guess on how fast he could be normally. Plus, Pucci moving at Mach 2.4 is just not possible because he literally blitzed Jotaro the whole fight, and time stop was the only way for Jotaro to win. Why this is important is because Jotaro, along with Star Platinum, are massively faster than Light Plus via multiple consistent calculations, and is even stated to be faster than Light in and out of the series consistently, even in Part 6. Even other Stone Ocean characters like Anasui has faster than Light feats in Part 6. Pucci has to be faster than Mach 2.4 initially. The speed feats these characters in Part 6 pull off are just way above Mach 2.4 consistently. Even if you don't want to buy the speed of light to faster than light scaling and want to downplay, Jolene and Hermes reacted to a point-blank airplane explosion and got themselves and other kids to fit in their seats. This was calced from Mach 10 to 25, a solid hypersonic plus feat, way above Mach 2.4. Finally, people will keep spreading the misinformation that Jotaro got weaker over the parts, especially in Part 6, to try to rationalize some bullet level or Mach 2.4 scaling. But contrary to those beliefs, Jotaro is still massively faster than Light Plus and never got any slower or weaker. The only thing that goes down in Star Platinum's stats is time stop, the amount of time he could stop time for, right? And it does go back up later to 5 seconds. And also another thing that went down in his stats is staying. People referred to the prime statement in Jotaro's stats in Part 6 to prove he definitively got slower and weaker in Part 6, which is completely wrong, because if you read the fan translation, as soon as it solely talks about time stop, it mentions the time limit of it being 5 seconds during Jotaro's prime in Part 3, which is true. The speed of Star Platinum isn't connected to the whole time stop prime statement in general. I even had that stand stats professionally translated from its original kanji, and it literally says this, quote, "It surpasses the speed of light by sheer fast speed. At its peak, 18 years old, for 5 seconds, it managed to stop time of this world." And that is literally it. So this makes an even clearer distinction than the fan translation, that its speed is completely separate from his prime and never went down. Jotaro never mentions that his stand got slower throughout the series. If anything, he consistently talks about time stop not being as useful as it used to be due to the shorter time limit, unlike his prime self, which the Part 6 Star Platinum stats refer to. And as for the whole stands getting slower with age argument, I've already gone over that in my Jotaro vs. All Might video. But the point is, for the Maiden Heaven Pucci scaling, or speed scaling in general, his speed is unquantifiable. So please do not try to quantify his speed, because the Part 6 characters consistently fail to do so, as even the ability would just get faster and faster by an unquantifiable degree, to where things just happen instantly. With all that out of the way, we can finally properly scale the speed of Maiden Heaven Pucci. Now, Maiden Heaven accelerates time to infinity, ending a timeline and creating a parallel one and stuff like that. The user Pucci is stated and shown to be able to physically keep up with how fast it's accelerating time, and that from Pucci's perspective, he's just walking, but from everybody else's perspective, Pucci is moving infinitely or immeasurably fast. The speed of the ability and Pucci literally being infinite, which is, quote, the ability to move an infinite distance in a finite amount of time without the aid of teleportation, but Pucci's speed can actually be scaled higher to immeasurable even. Let me explain. Immeasurable speed is, quote, the ability to move at a speed unbound by linear time entirely, and thus cannot be measured using the basic speed formula. What they mean by unbound by linear time entirely when it comes to this speed tier is that you can move so fast that you're no longer bound to the present. You can move to the past and or future with just raw speed alone. Made in Heaven's ability meets the immeasurable speed definition as follows. Quote, casually roam freely across linear time, traveling to different points in time, traveling forwards and backwards in time, even hopping to the beginning or end of time. Abilities that accelerate a user's time, beyond linear time, time travel, arriving before you left. And once again, Pucci's physical, speed scales to his Made in Heaven ability of time acceleration. He's the only one that can keep up with it and move in this new flow of time. Finally, people call Pucci having immeasurable speed inconsistent because he can't even move in time stop, but given the context of how Made in Heaven works, it makes sense. Made in Heaven speeds up time to be that fast, and logically, if you stop time, you stop Made in Heaven. So basically, Made in Heaven's speed or immeasurable speed is reliant on time. Or another explanation of Made in Heaven being time stop is that time stop is pretty OD, as Made in Heaven was affecting the entire universe's timeline by accelerating it to infinity. And time stop worked on that. Pretty bust if you look at time stop from that angle. Plus, Made in Heaven's ability was shown to be strong enough to shorten time stop. Even if you want to be a weeaboo and try and say that that's not the original translation, that's not what the original translation says, because you use Google Translate, DeepL, or the Japanese dictionary because you don't know Japanese, and that Shueisha, Viz Media, David Productions, and Netflix, 3 of those being Japanese companies, by the way, were so incompetent that they couldn't have Japanese kanji professionally translated into English for the American JoJo Part 6 and anime audience. So the context of Jotaro's time stop being shortened is when time stops on Made in Heaven for the first time, he knows his time limit is 5 seconds, and time resumes so fast that Jotaro didn't even have time to count, as he is shocked, saying, oh my god, time is shortened, right? Plus, even compared Jotaro's time length with, time stop length with Made in Heaven to Seamoon, and you'll see the time disparity. Clearly, the scene was meant to show that Made in Heaven was able to shorten Jotaro's time stop in that single instance. Even Jotaro makes a correlation between time stop and time acceleration. Made in Heaven, in terms of more hacks, potency, and destructive capability, Made in Heaven affects the entire universe, destroying it in its timeline, creating a new parallel one, which is a low multiversal feat, and on a very safe low ball, Universal Plus. Intelligence-wise, Pucci is definitely one of the smartest characters in the Part 1 to 6 universe, successfully prepping against Jotaro in his time stop to take Jotaro's disc, which is impressive because Jotaro is hella smart and experienced. The guy literally outsmarted Dio and has been in way more stand fights than Pucci has. Pucci also understanding and following through with Dio's Heaven plan, Pucci figuring out a counter to heavy weather that no one would think of, not even weather report, and Pucci outsmarting Jotaro multiple times in the final fight, even successfully baiting Jotaro to time stop multiple times, even making a scenario where Pucci not only forced Jolene's stand through endlessly, but also throwing knives at Jolene so that when Jotaro would stop time, he'd be wasting seconds, not only figuring out what's really going on, but forcing Jotaro to pick between to save his daughter or to kill Pucci. The end result is Pucci winning the entire encounter and killing everyone except Emporia. Pucci's intelligence, especially in battle, is absolutely insane and shouldn't be slept on. Finally, Pucci has one passive OP hacks he's had throughout the entirety of Part 6, as it's even the narrative of Part 6, Fate Manipulation. Fate Manipulation is the ability to manipulate destiny itself to achieve a desired result. More subtle forms of the ability can simply nudge events in the user's favor, while more powerful variations can make it possible to ordain one's victory against their opponent, which is exactly what Pucci has in Part 6 passively. For more explanation on all of that, as it can be a pretty dense topic to, go over when it comes to JoJo, please check out my JoJo Cosmology playlist. So yeah, generally Pucci, Whitesnake, C-Moon in reaction time and combat speed should be faster than Light 2, massively faster than Light Plus, or Thorns, with their AP being large town level to small city level, and their durability, Maiden Heaven included, being city level. For hacks, Whitesnake and C-Moon have a lot of good durability negation. Maiden Heaven Pucci's AP should be city level, speed being infinite to immeasurable, and the hacks in general being universal plus to low multiversal. Finally, topped off with Pucci passively being, or just having, universal plus fate manipulation. And before I sign off, I have a question for y'all. After everything I've gone over in this video, does Maiden Heaven Pucci beat Goku though? I'll let y'all discuss that down in the comment section below. Anyways, that's all I got for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. Follow my Twitter and join my Discord server, link down in the description below. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Yeah, good job.